Hi, my name is Regina Murphy, and I've been a practitioner in the healing arts since 1995. But when I discovered how sound through a technique called Vibroacoustics could heal, it worked wonders. It worked wonders first for me and then for my clients. So basically, I've dedicated my entire life to what's called Vibro Acoustic Therapy. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be interviewing several of my clients and people that have experienced firsthand the benefits of vibroacoustic therapy. We're going to be talking to Sally, and she has a really good story about her daughter. We're going to be demonstrating how to use the sound pad. We're going to be talking to Donovan, and we're also going to be talking to Lauren. Up next, we're going to be demonstrating how to use the sound pad. As a producer of vibroacoustic music and in a search for the best vibroacoustic devices on the planet, I actually believe this particular device made by Sound Oasis is the best that I have ever found. The way this works is so simple. This is the turn on button, and as you can see, it goes right to the relax therapy session. The volume is already on. You can feel. It could go to energize, which is my personal favorite, sleep, stress relief, or relax. The volume is adjusted from 0 up to 30, so I'm going to let that go up. And the intensity has another button. The intensity is coming from the inside, not the sound you can hear, but the sound you can feel. And that goes all the way up to 30, from 1 to 30. So this is a very, very versatile device. I'm going to turn it off now for a second. Then I'm going to ask Lauren to come and try it. I don't think she's tried it yet, so it'll be a big surprise. And again, the most affordable and portable vibroacoustic device that I've ever encountered, and mainly because of the specific sound generator that's right here at the base of the spine and the way it's on a board that it equalizes the sound throughout the whole spine. Lauren, I'm going to give you the control and you can see how wonderful this feels for the first time. Okay. So can you describe the sensation that you're feeling right now?
I can feel the sound on the base of my back, and I can feel it actually travel through the muscles in my back, and I can hear it right next to my head. It feels very, very good.
Would you like to have one of these?
I would love to have one of these.
So this is the actual device. It's very simple, it's very light, and you can use it in so many different ways. For instance, I used it with not only my spine, made tremendous improvement on my spine, but I had really poor circulation in my legs. So I would just sit on the couch and put my legs and my feet on this. In a very short period of time, my circulation went from critical in my legs to perfectly normal. And my spine went from, well, not so good to perfect. I use this at my office chair. I use this on my feet. This can go on an airplane, in your car, travel with you. It's truly the most portable, affordable device for vibroacoustics, which of course I am a musical producer for, so I'm always in search for the best way to get sound into the body. This is the best one out there so far. One of the greatest moments that I had when sharing the sound pad and the music that I have produced for it, as well as the energy psychology sessions that go with it, was when I unexpectedly received a letter from Dr. Gerald Radner. Dr. Radner has credentials that I've never ever seen before. They're all on my website, but just to name a few, he is a diplomat, American Board of Psychology and Neurology, National Board of Medical Examiners, American College of Forensic Medicine, and it goes on and on and on. He wrote me a letter after using the sound pad for about a month and a half. Dear Miss Murphy, my deep appreciation for your giving me the opportunity to try the Vibroacoustic delivery system. It is without a doubt a major step as an alternative for the relief of stress and treatment of anxiety on a musculo-neural musical level. Utilizing your device at least 1 hour per day sufficiently enables your body and mind to face the stressors of life of each particular day in terms of turning down a level of emotional reactivity. It is extremely healing and gives the client the feeling of the ability to control their level of stress, which is extremely positive and empowering. Part of my opinions are based upon my own training, which include music therapy, being a musician, and doing hypnosis for relaxation. The letter goes on, praising the system and the vibroacoustic music that goes through it. I'm so honored, and thank you, Dr. Radner. And now Lauren and I are going to discuss the different delivery systems for vibroacoustic therapy. So Lauren, when I first met you, you went into the jacuzzi with my giant speaker and my beautiful music. Can you tell me what, I call it champagne for the soul. Can you tell me what your experience with that was?
I thought it was truly amazing. At first, it was a little different, and I was getting used to it, but I was truly amazed most by how I lined up with the speaker naturally in the water, and how I could feel it move through my entire body, all the way from my toes, all the way out through my head. And it did. I felt like I was being tuned like a guitar, basically. Like it fixed the little things inside of me that were off. And it was amazing.
Well, I know you're an accountant, so I know that kind of makes you a little bit more intense. Can you tell me, did it make you sleep better that night? Were you relaxed the next day? Any long-term effects?
I certainly did sleep better. Beyond that, I've noticed just a general calmness that I have now. I'm more at peace, more relaxed just in general. And it's allowed me to deal with, regular stresses of work, money, whatever I happen to be dealing with. I just feel more at ease inside, more peaceful inside, and it allows me to deal with it better.
So that was one session, and that was about a month ago, and you can still tell that you're calmer?
Oh, absolutely. Like, I've wanted to do it more, of course, but yes, I do feel better, and that combined with, other natural healing, I feel great.
Thank you.
Thank you. So what is vibroacoustics?
Vibroacoustics is sound therapy, but it's a direct category of sound therapy. So the difference is a tuning fork that you place on your body, that would be considered vibroacoustics. So I'm going to just put this on a meridian point, and you can feel the sound going into the body. As opposed to a tuning fork that was making a frequency around your body. Okay, so one is going in and one is around. Okay, so that's the difference. Now the benefits of sound getting into the body are much greater, just as it would be a lot more beneficial to get gas into your gas tank. You're really running on it. We are sound. We're made up of sound. So getting the sound into the body via metal, or even with this particular tuning fork, there's a diamond on the end of it, that enhances the energy. So that is vibroacoustics. Other methods of getting sound into the body would be a sound bed that has transducers in it, a sound chair, or the sound pad that I showed you. And an even smaller device would be a Bluetooth speaker that you can put vibroacoustics from your phone, from an iPod, and just place it on your body. And your body will actually feel and absorb those vibrations. So it could be a speaker like this, where you put an iPod on it, Bluetooth from your phone, a tuning fork, a sound bed, a sound chair. Those are vibroacoustic devices. Of course, the music you put into it is the important thing. Whether you have specific frequencies for depression, for anxiety, for pain, for HIV, other viruses, immune system, chakra clearing, all the different frequencies have specific effects on your body. So you get those frequencies run through a vibroacoustic device for the optimum healing possible.
Do you sell vibroacoustic devices?
Well, we do have an agreement with Sound Oasis, which is the sound pad. And I do sell tuning forks, and I teach how to use them. So those are vibroacoustic devices. And we also sell fully loaded iPods. We take all of the pieces that we've compiled, and we put them in a 4 gigabyte iPod so that you can buy this device and then attach it to any vibroacoustic device that you might have. And a vibroacoustic device is a speaker.
What type of music is included with the iPod?
Well, we use our particular music in the iPod, those that we created, and samples of it are on our website. But what we do is we would take one piece, let's say it's the Ave Maria piece, and we put sleep frequencies in it so that you know when you get this iPod, there's a whole section for just sleep. There might be another section with relaxation, and that will have the same song but different frequencies. So we can put the diabetes, lupus, depression, all with the various pieces, and we switch them out. There are 25 pieces included in the fully loaded iPod, and you can see which ones they are on the website.
Can you tell me about baby heart songs?
Yes, that's my favorite project. So what we decided to do at Excelsis was to record very specific tempos, very specific frequencies, and heartbeats and messages for all babies all over the world. What we do is we put them into this iPod, or you can download them directly from the website. This beautiful speaker, when attached to this, goes very easily into an incubator. And the greatest thing about this MP3 player is that the mommy can record her own voice. She can also get her own heartbeat from the fetal monitor when she goes into labor and delivery, or possibly even when she has an ultrasound or goes to her doctor appointment. But the baby needs the mother's voice more than anything after eye contact and touch. So if a baby is taken away from a mom for whatever purpose, the voice, the specific sounds, and the heartbeat of the mother can be included in the incubator, which is the most important thing, the mother's voice. So if we do nothing else, we need to know that the baby needs the sound of the mother's voice when it's taken from the mom at birth.
Thank you, Regina, for taking the time to explain vibroacoustics and all your methods with me. It's been very informative.
Well, thank you for coming, and that's all I love to talk about is vibroacoustics, so it was really and truly my honor. Up next is Donovan. He has an amazing story to tell us. So Donovan, I've already spoken about the sound pad that you're on, and I was wondering if you could share your experience with how you were feeling before you tried it and how you're feeling now.
In 1 week on the device, I went from constantly being at a 8 to 10 on the pain scale and just surviving throughout every day, going to bed completely exhausted every single night and waking up that way in the morning, to being able to cut my pain management medication by 70% in the last week.
So you've really gone from not being able to function to being able to function.
It really boils down to that. I mean, I was surviving throughout every day, and it was about moment to moment to moment, you know. And there would be days I would wake up feeling not too bad, but 2 hours later I would feel like death. That has gone away. I'm much more consistent throughout the day. I wake up feeling better. I go to sleep feeling better. I'm able to do more without it being such a struggle.
Can you show us how you would use this? You have the devices right here.
Absolutely. It's very simple. They did a very nice job in making it very easy to use. There's a power button. You simply turn it on. And then there's 4 pre-programmed sessions in here. There's energize, relax, sleep, stress relief. You just choose whichever program you need at that particular moment or that you're desiring. If in the morning it's great to jump on it for 10 minutes or 20 minutes. It just melts away not only any stress, but again with me, body pain, aches, all of those issues, so that I'm able to sleep, and I'm able to sleep without pain medication. That's the big difference. The auxiliary input allows you to utilize an outside source, an MP3 player. Okay, there's a wide variety of pioneers out there in the vibroacoustic industry that are producing incredible music, and there are specific frequencies to address essentially any ailment. For the first night in the 8 months since our child, all 3 of us slept through the entire night, the best night of rest we've ever had. And it carried over into the next day, even so much so that I went to one of my physicians the next day, and as soon as he walked into the room, he was like, "What's different? What happened?" He could see it in my eyes, that there was a change, there had been a shift.
How long had he been treating you?
He'd been treating me. I was seeing him 3 days a week for 5 months now. 9 months ago, I wouldn't have been able to go to a shopping mall and walk around for an hour and a half without it completely draining me. I would have gone home, I would have gone right to bed, and I probably would have been pretty zapped for at least 1 to 2 days afterwards, just from an hour and a half of walking around the mall. 9 months later, after a week of this, yesterday, I spent the entire day moving furniture from our 3-story townhome up and down, to make room for more baby furniture and baby-proofing safety things along those lines. But I personally did it all by myself, 3 levels of stairs, carrying furniture, doing everything all day long from about 8 in the morning till 8:30 in the evening. And I was tired at the end, of course, anybody would be, but the fact that I was even able to do that is miraculous in and of itself.
Now we're going to hear about Sally's story and how Vibroacoustics helped her little girl. Hi, welcome to my series called Empowerment Through Sound. I'm Regina Murphy, and this is my guest today, Sally Eichenhorst. I asked her here today because she has one of the best stories about how she found the use of the iPod and iPod case works with her daughter, and I coaxed her into coming to tell us the story.
Well, I stopped by a wellness fair with a friend of mine, and I visited your booth, and you were talking with me about sound therapy, and sound therapy is something that I had never heard of. And so I told you the story about my daughter and the issue that she had from probably about 1.5 years old with her stool being totally rancid and just really toxic.
And that was caused by antibiotics, is that correct?
Absolutely. At an even younger age, she was on an antibiotic, and it stripped her stomach and all. And that started the process, and she was slightly diagnosed with something they call C. diff. We had been through time and time again, doctors and different medications, and nothing has really solved the problem and corrected it for good.
And so, she was in pain as well, though, right?
Oh, in lots of pain. She would constantly just say, "Mommy, my tummy hurts, and then go to the bathroom and be
Well, when you told me this story, I basically took my last iPod that my husband made me promise not to give away, and I said, "You have to take." Oh no, I asked her if she'd put it on her tummy, and she said no.
Right.
And then I told you put it on your tummy, and that she would eventually ask you if she could try it. Is that what happened?
Absolutely, it is. I took it home, was absolutely amazed that you didn't even know me, and you gave me this iPod to to try to help my daughter's stomach, and so we took it home, and she did. She's like, Mom, I want to sleep with the iPod, and because the music was beautiful and very soothing, so she saw that it was non-threatening to her after we got it home, and I can't even begin to describe the results we have had, because now her stool is solid and it doesn't smell rancid and toxic, and she doesn't complain every single day with her stomach hurting.
So somehow the sound altered the bacteria in the intestines.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well what happened was, I did the same thing. I put it in the iPod case and I said to myself, I'll bet this will act like a tuning fork. And I had eaten jalapeno peppers, which I can no longer do.
Mm-hmm.
And when I put it on my stomach, it was like, oh, thank you, God. I mean, instantly,
Mm-hmm.
the pain went away. So to me, that was the beginning of discovering that putting healing frequencies that work for everything, low frequencies and binaural beats into an iPod case, turns this into a sustained digital tuning fork. And you don't have to stop what you're doing. You can multitask. I put it in my on my stomach when I'm watching television, or I go to sleep with it. And I can actually snuggle with my husband, and we get back-to-back vibroacoustics, because it also works on the fingertips on your hand, the hand that you're holding it with. And when it's on the sternum, it actually goes directly to the bone, which has an even greater amplification.
Oh, I bet.
So it works on the nervous system from here, and then also there's a ganglia of nerves here. So it works on anxiety as well as pain, and now we know it probably works on bacteria, balancing the good bacteria and the bad bacteria in the intestines.
My whole body felt tingly and just was like, all my cells were jumping up and down inside from head to toe. And yes, I was in a state of, I guess you could say, ecstasy at that point when I got off the bed, because my whole body was happy. And to me, that's kind of what ecstasy is. It's just being in that total state of happiness.
Well, I always say it's the most fun you can have legally.
Right.
You know, but as far as medically, you had mentioned to me that you had scoliosis, a curvature in your spine.
I was, before I became pregnant with Caden, I went to a chiropractor and had treatments, actually laying on a bed where they strap you down to try to straighten out your spine, which was very painful. So yes, he did diagnose me with a curvature of the spine.
Well, sound will alter matter. But the real thing that I found is that people will come to me in severe depression, literally at the end of their rope. And I was putting people on the bed probably every 30 minutes from 7 in the morning till sometimes 9 or 10 at night. And I got an email the next day from someone who said, I decided to call you instead of killing myself. I went on the bed and I couldn't remember why I was going to kill myself. Now that was probably the day that I decided to devote my entire life to making vibroacoustics available to everyone, because most people can't afford a $2,000 sound bed, but everybody can afford a $10 case at Bed Bath & Beyond.
Right.
And not everybody can afford an iPod, but they can download the free music onto their stereo speakers. And sometimes you can attach them to your laptop and just put that on your body with an extra cord. So it makes it really free.
I've done that with your music. I have it on my laptop, and I have external speakers, so while I'm working, it's laying right here in my lap, and I'm working and listening to the music and just receiving all the benefits.
Wonderful. The only thing I would suggest is that you don't drive, even though it feels great in the car because of the great stereos in cars. I would suggest that you don't, because of the binaural beats, and it could pull you a little bit out of that really awake state into to relax. So other than that, it's great for everyone.
Regina, can you tell me how Excelsis LLC came about?
Well, it's a long story, but I'll try and make it really short. I had discovered how well the iPods were working, and I started giving them out to all my friends, and a lot of them are in cancer care units and dialysis units. And then when I was telling all the composers how wonderful it was working, they said, Regina, we really love you, but you can't keep giving away our music. So that kind of forced me into a position to where I would be creating my own music. And that's how the LLC Excelsis Project was born.
Regina, tell me why you think the iPod case and the sound works.
Well, I worked with tuning forks for many years, and it occurred to me that this iPod case has got metal speakers on it, and I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I've been trying to figure out how a $2,000 sound bed and its benefits could get into the hands of everybody. And once I saw this out of the corner of my eye, everything changed, because I realized that if I could upload properly into an iPod and get the sound through these speakers, it would become a digital tuning fork. And when it's placed on the body, that's when you have the greatest effect, because it's a digital tuning fork. So its sound getting into the body is the difference between smelling food and eating food. So hearing sound and feeling sound, we need to feel the sound for it to open the receptors in the body. And this actually does it. It acts like a lightning rod to the organs and the tissues and the bones, especially the bones. Because if you place it on your sternum, you're getting an amazing vibroacoustic effect from that bone. So it's calming down the nervous system, it's enhancing the oxygen level in the lungs. It's just an amazing tool. And my favorite acupuncturist, she works on a ship, she said the only thing that has ever helped her irritable bowel syndrome is by putting this on the stomach meridian, and that falls exactly on the stomach meridian points. So it just seemed like magic. And the great thing about it is, with a free download, either a $10 iPod case or your own laptop speakers, you have free vibroacoustics.
Fabulous.
Doesn't get better than that.
Now, with the sound bed, I know I've laid on it, and I felt amazing when I got up. So can you tell me a little bit more about why the sound bed works?
Why I think it works, and probably why the National Institute of Health thinks it works, is because of resonance and repetition. So in these sound beds or sound chairs that they use throughout the country, throughout the world actually, they have low frequencies, low pulsed tone frequencies, and low vibrations that go directly into the bed with speakers, or what they call transducers. So it goes back and forth and up and down in the body, and that's what the body needs the most, are the low frequencies that are built in to all vibroacoustic music.
Thank you, Sally, so much for coming today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. It has been such a pleasure sharing all of this information with you. If you'd like to look further into it, you can go to either of my websites, thesecretsofsoundtherapy.com. That's where you can find out more about the iPods, the music we make, and the vibroacoustic pad from Sound Oasis. Also, if you want to learn more about Baby Heart Songs, you can go to babyheartsongs.com. All of the research on the work we've built our product on is there for you to look at. And again, I have to thank you so much for joining us here today. Okay.
Showing them. And it's like, showing what's going on. To be like,
Oh, just audio?
Yeah,
Oh, I love it when it's just audio. Okay, great. Maureen is actually,
Go ahead.
to my show. Oh, no, it's a commercial. My goal is to get vibroacoustic, but it's changed. And the quality of my